Alright, what's up guys? This is JJB here. Wanted to show you guys a couple trades that I took last week. Also a couple trade ideas that I had and L's that were avoided, just so you could take that information into next week. So let's get right into the breakdown. So breaking down this trade that I had on JR30, also known as the DAX. So I had a bullish bias. If we go to the daily, you could see price is clearly bullish, right? You can see that price is bullish. We had this higher low, higher low. So inevitably, once it came to here, rejected, I saw this huge rejection candle on the daily candlestick and then another rejection. What I saw was a star formation forming, which inevitably, that's what we ended up getting.
Are you kidding me, bro?
If we go down to the 4-hour time frame,
Somebody help me.
we go over to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that price was making its strides up, right? You know, bullish, and then we had this huge push down. But I saw that this is a 4-hour support. Price rejected it once, twice. We had a huge candle. Price came back here,
No child.
rejected here. Again, we have this 50 EMA swooping in. 4-hour is now rejecting off of here and also created another star formation. Now, the most important thing for me on this trade was making sure that this is broken, right? Because this is the last higher high, but in order for us to continue buying up, I want to see this broken and retest it a little bit and then continuing up. So if we drop down to the 1-hour time frame, that's exactly what we got. I was monitoring this on the 1-hour time frame. I was like, okay, once you get a break of this, I want to see a little pullback, a little wick, and then continue up. So that's exactly what we got. Price pulled up, and this was 8:30 a.m. and then 9:30 a.m. So I entered around this 10 a.m. So as soon as I saw this formation here, once this closed, I waited for a little wick back and I literally just entered the trade. I was like, this is it. This is my confirmation, right? Price came up, had the higher low, higher high, broke above this structure, came and retested previous structure. We had a wick here, another wick, prices continuing up, and then we ended up entering on this candle here. And then what's the reason that I took it to here? Well, the reason I took it to here, why does it do that?
Bro, Venom stays chasing.
The reason I took it to here was because this is literally the last higher high that price is at. So it's like, I'll just take it to equal highs here. As you can see on the 4-hour, you know, price came up here. This is my daily. As you can see, this is my daily. So yeah, and price even got higher. But I wanted to take it to a point where I felt comfortable, where I knew price was going to actually hit. And we can see that this trade took a little bit. How many hours were we in this trade for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. About 15 hours. And I remember looking at this trade throughout the night, and I was like, it was London session, and price was kind of, where was it? I actually could tell better. Yeah, so I woke up and I saw that price had this rejection here, and then I was like, a part of me was like, man, should I take position? Should I get out of this early? But I was like, no, we're gonna hold it. We're not gonna get out of this early. I was like, in order for us to actually get out of this trade, we need to see a break of structure. This is not a break of structure. It is showing that price is kind of pulling back. You can see that possibly there is selling pressure coming in, but we can see previously we had that wick, and that same kind of wick on this candle. We can see price was just having a pullback and then continued up. So it's like, okay, we're probably gonna have another pullback and continue up. So I was monitoring this mainly on the 15, 5-minute, and 1-minute. This candle right here, that was annoying because I didn't get closed out of my position on this. I was like, we are literally so freaking close, and I didn't get closed out. So I was just waiting for that. And then price pulled back, came up. I was like, all right,
Fucking
cool.
God.
We got our full position. So that was a great trade. 200 pips, right? 200 pip trade. Not bad at all. We risked about 78 pips. Now, I could have had my stops a little bit tighter, but I decided not to. I also never moved my position to break even. Obviously, I should have before I went to sleep, but I didn't because just because of the volatility of these kinds
Who the fuck is hitting me
of
now?
of pairs, well, indices, I didn't want to risk possibly getting wicked out and then price to go back in. Just because that happened to me on US30 this week. And DAX is kind of a newer pair indice that I am trading. So I definitely don't want to. Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, that's fine. So I definitely don't want to risk losing out on money again. So I just left it open. Now, next time going into this, there's a possibility I probably will move it up, up, up. I just wanted to see basically how this moved. So that was our 200 pip trade for the week. Another one we had was GJ. Now,
Oh, here we go. Another guy on top of me.
the charts were looking a little wonky, and for this one, since it's so far, we're just going to do replay on this just so we can actually. I can't see. Okay. We're going to do replay on this just because it's a lot of price action that happened. Let me see exactly where it is. So I could see here
Try to sneak up on me. I just kicked him off the ledge.
on the daily, we could see that price was clearly
Fucking cunts.
bearish, and then we ended up pushing bullish, right? We had that shift of structure here, and the price started coming back down again. So for me, what I was seeing was there's a possibility that prices could continue, kind of come down to here, and then push back up. So if we looked on the 4 hour, we could see that. And let's see, that's Friday. So let's skip ahead a little bit. Okay, so this is Sunday, Monday. Okay. This looks so crazy right now. This gap, like, terrible. I used to use this, the no gaps candle, which definitely helps because it fills in those gaps and it helps you see better. But I decided not to continue using that. Maybe I'll go back to it, but I feel like it might be easier for this example, right? For me to show it. You basically have to take these off and then you can see the no gaps. But it's so annoying when you're doing like a replay or there's a lot of stuff happening because of these lines. But we could break it down that way. So basically what I was seeing was down on the 1 hour time frame. I saw that price was not breaking. Well, I could see that price was not breaking above here, and I said if we get another rejection here and a bearish confirmation, then I'll take sells. So we could see on the 1 hour we started getting that formation. We go to the next candle. So we actually entered here on this break. 1 second. So this was like a pretty like aggressive entry that I had here. So where I entered was on this candle because I saw that we had that shift of structure here. So once we came here, kind of retested, I entered on this candle right before the 9:30 stock open. So it was actually here. So I entered there, took it to these equal, as you can see, to these equal lows, took it here, and we could see that price literally came down, wicked in here one more time, and then pushed down. This is a great, like, intraday trade, right? It was very quick. Was how long? Barely an hour, right? Just about an hour for this trade. And then we could see that price rejected here, kind of like we're looking at. But I just want to day trade. Just want to day trade in here. Now, price didn't get as low as I was projecting it could get, right? It actually came, I was thinking maybe equal lows to here, which I'll mark it up. But we came to about here, pretty close to the same area. And then we ended up pushing, come on, And then we had a huge dump the rest of the week, and I missed all of it. All of it. Missed all of this here that I could have been in on. That would have been nice having that break there. Man. So one thing that I am going to focus on a little bit is GJ just moved during Asian session. So like this could have been an entry here because you could see we have this kind of head and shoulders formation, or we could call it a triple top. We could see that price broke, retested, and then you could have just sold down to the next 4-hour or daily area of interest. For me personally, I probably would have sold to here just because we could see that we had some previous resistance. But yeah, I mean, I missed an insane amount of moves on GJ. I just had that little small one, and then price moved literally. Let's take it from here. Price literally dumped for just about 600 pips this week. So it is what it is, right? We'll definitely look at that a little bit more next week. We'll focus on that a little bit more next week. I was focusing on swing trading, so now I'm trying to focus on day trading. So there's definitely a lot more opportunities in the market for me. And then I think that was all I traded. Yeah, that was all I traded this week. I was looking at some other entries. Actually, I did take a trade on US30. I lied. It's like there's one more, I believe. So I took a buy on US30. Now this is the one where I kind of kept my position open on Nas. I mean, not Nas, JR30. So if we go down to what we could see on the 4-hour, right? We could see on the 4-hour that price was coming here. I saw that price is kind of holding on this daily support zone. So then when we came to the 1-hour, we could see that price was here. It was bearish, and then price kind of started having this bullish momentum. And I saw that price kind of came down, retested this before continuing up. Now, if we go down to, I think it was the 15-minute. Yeah, the 15-minute I was looking at. So I could see here on the 15-minute, right? So price is bearish. Then we started to have this bullish momentum. I saw that, we broke this structure. And then we came and retested, and I got in on this candle for buys. Now, here's what messed me up. If we could go down to the 5-minute, 1 minute, just to really show. Yeah, so I actually entered. So my entry position, I actually don't like it. I think my entry was a little bit too aggressive, but we could see that price came here. What I was waiting for actually had a whole box around here. So there's a whole box, and I said, okay, if we get a break of this, I want to see a retest and then push in. So when we had this retest, I'm looking around here, and I'm entering in early, super early entry. Let's see, where are we? Okay, so yeah, so I entered actually. So I entered here, and then obviously price, you have spread, especially since it is market open. Price is going to get you in a position a little bit earlier. So I saw that, okay, price came here, broke up, we retested. We had this rejection. These wicks here is basically what was giving me confirmation to still stay in the trade. So we could see that price rejected here once, and then we came rejected again. So I got in here, got placed in my position up here. And then I saw price coming down again. 1 second. Keep moving it. I saw price came down here again, rejected. I was like, okay, we're good. If we keep rejecting this area, we keep rejecting this, we'll be good. And my stops were big enough, right? My stops were definitely big enough. And then we came up. Looks like we're getting some relief, and then price came rejected again. I was like, if we just keep rejecting this, I'll stay in. And then we finally had our break above. Now we could go to the hour time frame. So I had that break above, and I saw price came up to here, and I was like, all right, cool, let's put our stops to break even. Literally put it at break even, like here. I was like, give me oh no, I put it here. Literally got wicked out. Price came to here. So my overall TP would have been here, but I wanted to take some size off at this 4-hour zone for 1 to 2. And obviously I didn't end up getting that, right? We got stopped out. I think I took some size off here. I think I took about $100 off of here, and then we ended up getting wicked out here for another $100. So we only made $200 on the trade when we were projected to make about, I think it was about $900 on the trade, $800 on the trade. So obviously that sucks, especially when you put that time in, you're waiting for it, you're patient, and then price ends up getting you out because you moved to break even. So I actually could have held on to this trade. Obviously price would have came to an area that made me a little bit uneasy, but it did end up hitting the overall TP. But I would have just completely closed positions after seeing 1 wick here, 2 wick here. I would have probably completely closed positions here at that time. Like before we had the New York close, I would have been like, all right, that's it. Like 1 to 2, I'll take a 1 to 2 any day. So obviously it sucks. So we're going to come back into the week a little bit stronger. Wait for price to actually have that higher low, right? So wait for price to have that higher low, and then put ourselves to break even. But this was like, the market's going to move how the market wants to move. I have to understand that price wasn't ready to just continue up. It still had a pullback. It still had a retest. It still had to grab some liquidity. So unfortunately, I was liquidity. I was stop hunter, whatever you want to say. Usually I don't put break even that quick, but I think I just wanted to take profits just because psychologically what was happening with this trade. I was like, yeah, I just want to secure some money. But we are going to be a little bit more patient next week. I want to focus more on 1 to 2s next week. So something like this, instead of holding in a position super long. Now we could see that with JR30 was a 1 to 2.5, right? We risked a little bit more. Could our risk be smaller? Could we had a 1 to 4 if our risk was smaller? 100%. But I did want to have a safer entry, just because I know sometimes it could wick. Sometimes it could have these big wicks. So I wanted to have a safer entry there. GJ, you could definitely have tighter stop losses for sure. GJ is not really going to wick you out that much. So that's the great part about GJ. But when it comes to these indices, you have to be careful with getting wicked out. You have to be careful with liquidity. So yeah, that's basically what I'm focusing on. US30, I'll probably only be trading about twice a week, because I would like to wait for New York stock open, which is 9:30, compared to like New York Forex open, that's 8 a.m. So I would only be able to trade US30 twice a week. JR30, now the good thing about this pair is that I could trade it New York session, and I actually did enter this trade during work, and I can enter during Asian session, so that's a good thing. Same thing. GJ is probably going to be something that I focus on strictly New York and Asian session. But yeah, basically that's what I was looking at for this week. I do have all these other pairs, but I was not focused on that this week. Gold had a great run. Maybe I'll be interested next week if we have some sales, because price has built up some structure here, so it makes sense. Silver, we'll see. We'll see on silver. But yeah, basically that's what I'm looking at. I'll show you guys basically end of week, what I took, and break that down for you guys. But yeah, if you have any questions, any comments, leave them down below. Please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. You guys have a good one.